Well, hey everybody, we're over at Moore Park, but more like the main part of the park where, well, this is the big field where we flew the drone with Gary from Created From Above. I don't think I've been back here since then, so I figured I'd make a stop here. It's really cold. The wood chip things on the ground, they feel all frozen and goofy. We're gonna try more of this rear-facing camera stuff where I can't see myself. As you saw in the screenshot, it's like 38 degrees outside, but it really feels like it's below freezing already. Had a horrific night last night. My wife can attest to that. So we've got a couple cars, and both of the tires on them kind of suck. They're not the greatest. They're not really the kind of tires that you want in the snow and ice. So last night it snowed, and it didn't snow that much, but it seemed like it was really slick snow. It wasn't very grippy. It seemed like it had kind of an ice undercoating. And with ice undercoating, it's just slicker than crap. Certain areas were better than other areas, but overall, we had a hard time last night out doing our job. So it all started where trying to figure out where to start this story at. So I've got this Ford and I really like it. It's a little 5-speed. I enjoy driving it and stuff, but it has a couple of little issues with it. It's weird because it doesn't even have that many miles on it. But one of the first things I noticed with it was after the ABS kicked on about a month ago or something. It was like it hit some slick leaves or whatever. So the ABS came on, and then the brake pedal went really floppy. And so it just kind of felt like the brakes lost all their pressure, they lost all their power, and they wouldn't work right. Well, eventually you fixed it just by pumping the brake pedal, and then the brakes came back and it started working again. So it didn't feel like it was that big of a deal or anything. I did some looking up on it, and it could be like the little ABS motor. So what happens is like a valve or something gets stuck, and instead of the brake fluid flowing back to the rest of the system, it gets trapped in the ABS module, which results in that soft pedal and junky brake feel. Well, that being said, it happened again because, I mean, we drive these things in the probably like not the most ideal conditions. So this time when it happened again, the brake pedal never went back to normal, no matter how much pumping you did on it. And that's basically all the internet recommended, was pump the brakes until the feel comes back and eventually replace the ABS control module. Well, we've got an extended warranty on that car that's good for like another 33,000 miles or something like that. So we really need to just get it into the shop, and hopefully the warranty covers things like that, because that part's like $600 to make the brakes not basically go out whenever there's a ABS incident. Last night was the first time I took the Ford out in the snow, and it sucked. It's got like these 17-inch street tires on it. I mean, they were on it when I bought it, but they're like the worst tires in the snow. And that's coming from somebody who does have a lot of experience hot rodding in the snow and the dirt and all of that, and it was bad. This thing was so squirrely, it could barely take off on level ground. It just, as gentle as you could even do it, it wouldn't pull away. So that slowed the night down considerably. Oh, see, I missed a part. See, I'm a horrible storyteller. Before that part, I thought, well, maybe like disconnecting the battery and reconnecting the battery will help kind of like reinitialize things, you know, because you do it with computers, cell phones, things like that. And when I did that, I left the headlights on for some reason. It's not like the headlights were on for very long, but in the cold, and apparently the battery's from 2011, well, then the battery died. The sucky thing about the battery dying is that it's behind the car that I could jump it with. And the car that I can jump it with is stuck underneath a carport, so you can't just pull it out and flip it around. So that's where the night took a horrible turn. You know, we needed to get out and start our job, so I used our other car to just push this one out of the way, and that didn't quite work. I mean, it did work in the end, but it messed up the bumpers pretty good. I'm used to having older cars where the bumpers don't really matter. It's like these newer cars, the bumpers are like more sensitive than ever because they got pretty scratched up. They look awful now. And then we had a bit of an accident when we were My wife was pushing with the other car, and she kept going when the car was like sideways, and she like pushed up onto the front end of my bumper going sideways instead of pushing against it, and so it bent up the license plate and it just scraped it up really good. I mean, that's the bottom line, and it sucked. I mean, you can imagine trying to get out of the house on time, trying to get a job done where you've got certain time constraints on you, all the while fighting the cold and the snow, and just nothing was working right, guys. It was horrible. So eventually it got jumped. We took the van out. You know, it's got a good battery apparently. It has nearly bald, oh okay, in the front end it's got one bald tire with steel belts poking through, and then the other tire is almost bald, but there's no steel belts poking through, so there's that. The rear tires are okay. I mean, they're not the best, and they're not really built for snow and ice, but they do the job. And even with like bald tires, the van did better than that Ford did by far. It even like clawed its way up some hills with like a little bit of problem, but it still just clawed its way straight up these hills, which is super impressive considering the tires are just crap. So all this talk about tires, the tires on the van are gonna get replaced with studded tires after the 1st of December. Oh, by the way, today's November 30th, 2016, the last day of November. It's about 4:25 p.m. Sun's about to go down, or it might have already gone down, I don't know. And so it's getting cold. But I think the van with good tires on it, it's gonna be able to get us through winter, you know, fingers crossed. The Ford, on the other hand, I got so angry at that thing last night, I kicked the door closed. I was in beast mode. I was so upset at that car, you know, for the battery dying, for the brakes being stupid, for the tires on it, for the fact that it was just so squirrely in the snow. I mean, nothing was working out, so I just kicked the crap out of the driver's door, and it's dented. I mean, it's not a big dent, but there's a little dent in it. I would have thought there would have been a much bigger dent considering how hard I kicked it. That's totally not like me, but you know, you get out in the snow, nothing's working right, car dies on you. Yeah, you know what? I think it deserved to get kicked in the ass, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to vent that to you guys. I wonder, you know, if any of you have ever had a situation like that where you have like this much time to get this much done, and everything is just working against you. It's just like, yeah, I could have done things differently. I could have not left the headlights on. Could have not almost ripped the bumpers off the cars. Or could have, oh man, you know, it's just when it rains, it pours, or in this case, when it snows, it's a blizzard. It's so funny how much noise these kids make in the background when I'm filming this, and I'm sure you guys can hear it and don't mind, but to me, it's like, oh gosh, these guys, they're so noisy. Are you guys having fun? Just dance, da 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 da. Is that the song you're thinking? Just dance. Is the slide dry, baby girl? She went down it anyway? Oh, it's not that bad. It just sucks that you gotta turn around and buy, you know, good tires, and not even the cheapest tires at that, like full-on studded winter tires at the beginning of December, which is the month when Christmas is rolling along, and you know, these kids need presents, they deserve them, they've been good kids, you know, for the most part. Anyway, I really hope this vlog wasn't off-putting to you guys. Really, I'm not a violent person, just, you know, apparently towards my vehicles I kind of am. You know, when they don't behave and do what I want them to do, I need to just go like do something. I need a Zen moment in my life. I don't know, some kind of Zen moment. Somebody on Periscope recommended to me the other day that you can, you know, kind of find your Zen moment going out in the woods with a bunch of like dollar store bought plates and going out there and just smashing the plates up. I was like, you know, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Going out there and destroying some plates out in the woods because you need to relieve stress or whatever. I don't know. I find some stress relief in these vlogs. So thank you guys for watching. You have a wonderful day. Hopefully if you're getting stuck in the snow, you also don't have bad tires and a dead battery and crummy brakes because the ABS control module thing wants to be goofy. Oh man. Thanks for watching, everybody.